I made my brother-in-law pay the corkage on the wine he brought. So my brother-in-law Derek has this thing where he can't just show up to something. He has to arrive. He's the guy who brings a bottle of wine to a dinner party and then talks about the bottle of wine for the rest of the night. My wife loves him. I've learned to nod. For context, I own a small restaurant. Nothing fancy, like 40 seats, but it does okay. I built a wine list myself over 4 years. I'm proud of it. It's the one thing that's completely mine. A couple months back, my wife's whole family wanted to do a birthday dinner for her mom, and my wife asked if we could host it at the restaurant on a Sunday when we're normally closed. I said sure. I'd cook. I'd open just for them. No charge. My gift. 12 people. I planned a whole menu around it. 2 days before, Derek texts the family group chat. Don't worry about wine. I've got it covered. Bringing something special. Thumbs up from everyone. My wife goes, see, isn't that nice of him? I said, yeah, sure. Here's the thing nobody but a restaurant person thinks about. When you bring your own bottle to a place that serves wine, that's a corkage situation. You're drinking instead of buying off the list. Most places charge for it. I don't even offer corkage at mine because I don't want people doing it. But it's my family, so whatever, I let it go. Sunday comes. I've got lamb going. I've got 3 courses plated in my head. Derek walks in carrying a wooden crate like he's presenting a newborn. Gentlemen, he says, to a room that is mostly women. He pulls out the bottles one at a time, reading the labels out loud. Then he looks at my rack behind the bar and goes, oh, you actually poured some of yours out too. You didn't have to do that, mine's better. I said, that's the list, Derek. That's what the restaurant serves. He laughed. Right. Well, tonight everyone's drinking the good stuff. So we sit, and Derek spends the entire first course explaining terroir to my mother-in-law, who drinks maybe 1 glass of wine a year. He keeps refilling everyone. He keeps saying on me, and every few minutes he glances at me like he's waiting for me to be impressed. Then dessert, he taps his glass with a fork, stands up, does a toast, which is fine, it's his mother-in-law's birthday too. But halfway through he goes, and I just want to say, it's so nice to have real wine tonight instead of the usual. And he gestures casually at my bar, my list, the thing I built. The table kind of laughed because it was a joke, and my wife squeezed my knee under the table, which is her way of saying let it go. And I did. I smiled. I said to Mom, and everyone drank. But after everyone left, I was cleaning up and I found the crate. 6 bottles. 2 of them were off my own list. He'd taken them off my rack, opened them, and told the whole table those were his. The special ones. I checked the others. Grocery store stuff. Nice labels, nothing special. The 2 he'd actually bragged about were mine. So the next morning I did what I'd do for any customer who drinks off my list without buying. I made an invoice. Corkage on the 4 bottles he actually brought at my standard rate, which I made up on the spot because I don't have one, and the retail price of the 2 he took from my rack and passed off as his. I emailed it to him. Subject line, Sunday balance due. Friendly note at the bottom. Great to see everyone. Attached is the corkage and the 2 bottles off the list. Venmo's fine. He called me within the hour. Is this a joke? I said the 2 Barolos were mine, Derek. You told the whole table you brought them. So, it was a party. Who charges family for wine? I said, you do, apparently. You said it was on you all night. I'm just making sure the math works out. He goes, this is humiliating. Your sister-in-law is right here. She can't believe you. I said, put her on. He didn't put her on. He said I was petty and that he'd been nothing but generous. And that I clearly can't stand being outclassed in my own restaurant. I said, you didn't outclass anything. You drank my wine and told everyone it was yours. The corkage is 40. The Barolos are 220. Total's 260. Or bring the empties back and I'll waive it, since I guess technically they're mine. He hung up. My wife found out because he called her crying about it. She asked if I really sent an invoice to her sister's husband. I said yes, and I showed her the 2 labels sitting in my recycling, and I told her exactly what he'd said in the toast. She got quiet. Then she said, send it to her too. She should know what she's married to. Derek Venmo'd the 260 at 11 p.m. that night. Memo line said for the wine.